Because some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahushai, Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahushai, Baruch Yahweh, Baruch Yahushai, Call Elohim Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakal, Kadash, the born city apostles and elders which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim pushing his truth and sincerity and diligently putting the videos up throughout the week to feed the sheep. And shalom to the sincere Aquafim listening and learning. This is Maquaf from the Trumpet and VA Camp. I'm going to get right into it. So this is Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And these lights are obviously talking about stars, moon, and the sun. It says, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, because there'll be times where you'll see like shooting stars and things like that, and Yahweh Shem Yahshua will let this happen to let our people know that certain things are about to come or happen. Or sometimes you got like red moons to signify different things. So the firmament was always our calendar, our forecast, etc., etc. But the key part in this is it said the firmament is for what days. Now that just tells you right there, our calendar is in the sky. That's how we determine our days, by the sky, the firmament, what's in the heavens. Okay, not a calendar. Okay, because this Gregorian calendar, matter of fact, so it says the Gregorian calendar is a calendar used in most of the world. It is named after Pope Gregory, at Pope Gregory the 13th, who introduced it in October 1582. The average calendar spaces leap years to make its average year 365, 24, 25 days long, approximating a 365, 24, 22-day tropical year that is determined by the Earth's revolution around the sun. So this has nothing to do with what's set up. Okay. Now it says this calendar was made in 1582. Yahushua was already gone by 1582. The Bible was already written by 1582. So off top, this calendar ain't it. And then it says it's based on the moon. I mean the Earth spinning around the sun. But that would have to mean that the sun is determined. The sun is based upon the Sabbath, okay, in a month, which is not true. But let's keep going. Prove that. So go over here. This is Psalms 104. 19. It says he appointed the moon for seasons, the sun knoweth it's going down. So the moon was appointed for the seasons. Okay. And the moon is appointed for the seasons. Watch this. fact, I'm just going to jump here. I'm going to go into the definition of month. So it says, this is the definition of month. It's Kadash. It says the new moon, by implication, a month, the new moon. So it's literally telling you right here. It says, when you go down, it says month, new moon. It says monthly. Okay. So it's literally telling you the month and the moon are connected. They're the same word. Watch this, because I had this up here. So this is a month down. This is etymology.com. This is the origin of words, where words come from and why they are what they are. So it says month. It says 1/12th part of a year, one of the 12 parts into which the calendar year is arbitrarily divided. It says from the Old English mono. It says Germanic Menoth. Going down, it says Old Norse manor, Gothic Menopes month. It says which is related to Menon moon. So it says the moon and the month are related. And I was about to go into it. It says originally, so before things were changed, originally the month was the interval between one new moon and the next. So there it is right there. They told you originally, so before things were changed, right? The one new moon to the next was the changing of the month. So one new moon came around. That's how we know the month. One month is here. The next new moon comes in. That's the next month. So on and so forth. Now let's watch this. Look at moon. It says, heavenly body which revolves about the earth monthly, which when you look at the Gregorian calendar, is dictated upon the earth going around the sun, as they say. Okay, but Yahweh Shemi Ashai set up to where it's the month that determine the days. It says you go down, it says moon, month. Here it is again, month. They're literally intertwined. And the scriptures back that up too. Not only is the definition in Esau, there's some definitions tell you that, but also, like I just showed you in the scriptures, they're the same thing. Let's get another one. Ecclesiasticus 43, verse 6. It says, he made the moon also to serve in her for seasons, for a declaration of times, and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feasts, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. So when the when the moon is decreasing, which decrease means small, when the moon is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? When it's waxing, right? When it's getting smaller, that's literally when it's going into its perfection, when it's getting perfect. It says the month the month is called after her name. See, the month is called after her name. The month and the moon are synonymous. Same thing. It says increasing wonderfully in her changing. So when the moon is increasing, it's changing, but when it's decreasing, it's going into its perfection. So when it's decreasing, that means you're not going to be able to see it. That's where the new moon comes in, the one where you can't see. Okay, now when it starts to fill up, that means the month is changing. Okay, that's why about 14 days into the month, around the second Sabbath, is going to be the full moon when it's completely lit. Okay, that's about 14 and a half days in. Now watch this, because when I just read to you, it said originally it was by the moon, the month, and we would determine it, the month by the moon originally. Now watch this, because it was changed, and the scriptures speak about that. Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, which is Esau, the so-called white man. It says, and think to change times and laws, which he changed the laws and he's changed time. That's why things all messed up now, and it is the way it is. It says, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and a dividing of time. So Esau is going to have his time to rule. He's going to have his time to change things and basically play God. Now watch this. Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 6. And he hath violently taken away his tabernacle as if it were of a garden. He hath destroyed his palaces, it's like his places of assembly. Yahweh have caused the solemn feast and the Sabbath to be forgotten in Zion. See, Yahweh Shemi Shai, he gave Eve that power in that Daniel was speaking about to change the Sabbaths and things like that. So that's like another. That's not Friday and Saturday ain't it? Because that's what Esau said. Okay, that's not what the scriptures say, and like it just said, Yahweh Shemi Shai has taken away his Sabbaths and feast days. Okay, but now we're coming into we've been coming into the times where we've been given our heritage back. It's time to come back now. Okay, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. It says, and he had despised an indignation of his anger, the king and the priest. And this is why we lost it for a period of time, but now we got it back, and now we know that the Sabbath is based on the moon. Okay, the scriptures back it up. Yeah, watch this. First Samuel 20 and 24. It says, so David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, the king sat down to eat meat. So David hid himself on the new moon. So literally, the day of the new moon, David did not show up to this feast with the king Saul. It says, and the king sat upon his seat as at other times, even upon a seat by the wall, and Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty. Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean. Surely he is not clean. So it was a law that you're unclean. You're not supposed to show up to like feasts and things like that. So David did not show up on the new moon feast, because the new moon is supposed to be like a feast and like a Sabbath, a holy day. Okay, so David didn't show up, so he assumed like, all right, he didn't show up because he was unclean. He probably had sex or something like that the day before. So it says, verse 26, nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean, surely he is not clean. And it came to pass on the morrow. So it says that the first day, so it just said the day we were just speaking about at the feast was the new moon. And then it says, and it came to pass on the morrow. So the next day, that's what the morrow means, next day, which was the second day of the month. So it said the second day of the month was after the what? The new moon. Okay. So it literally said the new moon was here, and then the next day, tomorrow, was the second day of the month. Okay, this is there's no way to get around this. Okay, there's no way to get around this. Let me see. I'm gonna go to my calendar. So the new moon came in on the 18th. The new moon came in on the 18th. So that's why Sabbath right now currently is Tuesday sundown to Wednesday sundown. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture real quick to back that up. Genesis 1 and 5. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. So the day starts in the evening. So sundown on the 18th to sundown on the 19th was the new moon. So that means that the day that the new moon comes in, that's going to dictate where the Sabbath is going to be followed. Okay, now you jump down to next week, which because it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, sundown to Wednesday, sundown. So you jump down, and here we are today, the 26th. That means Sabbath is going to be until sundown. And then the next week, it's going to be again 1, 2. And this is going to be the 14th. The first and the second is going to be the 14th day. And then 8 and the 9th, third week. 15, 16, the last Sabbath for this cycle. So the new moon is probably going to come in either Wednesday sundown to Thursday sundown. But that's how it's followed. It's never going to actually stand still on this calendar, because this calendar is based on rotating around the sun, and the actual Sabbath is based on rotating around the moon. Okay, that's the proper calendar. But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakal, Kadash, Adawan, Ratazah, Thumb, Tamayim, Akim, Wa, Akwa from Yakal, Shalom.